So most animals that are considered for livestock typically have a winter coat and a summer coat. And depending on where that animal's breed originated, or depending on where that breed originated, right, usually they'll be more cold tolerant or less cold tolerant naturally. If you think about the Hereford breed of cattle that were bred in the UK, where it doesn't get as much sunshine, it doesn't get as hot, things of that nature, and that we do have them all over the South here in America. A lot of times in America, you see them having things like cancer and stuff like that because they're not predominantly suited for all of the sun that we get. But Herefords do very well in the cold because their coat is already thicker naturally. And when the winter time comes, their coat gets longer naturally. The opposite can be said for the Brahma breed, which when it's hot and the sun is beaming down, they seem to still thrive even in drier environments. Whereas when it gets cold, because they don't have that typical gene to make longer hair, they don't do as well. So what you have to do is within your herd, look for the animals that are doing the best and keep those around for your operation while getting rid of or culling those that don't do well in your operation, right? If you have a cow out of your 10 that seems to always be sick or seems to always have trouble overwintering or something of that nature, then the next season when you're getting rid of your cows via the butcher or via just the feedlot or whatever, or the sale barn, that would be a cow that needs to go. And over time, you can adapt your herd to your environment, whether that's the weather or whether that's the food you're providing. For example, the South Pole breed of cattle was bred for Alabama heat, Alabama forage, temperature, all of those different things, humidity, you name it, right? And it was used by crossing some of your typical beef breeds with some breeds that were more specialized to the heat, to the climate, and to forage on grass. Over time, after the breed was developed, it's made its way as far as Canada, which I can guarantee you has a colder winter than basically anywhere in America, but it also still thrives in the South, right? And that's because they have culled the wrong ones. They've culled the cows that didn't do well in Canada to the point where they're actually able to keep the ones around that do well in those environments, as well as in the South where they were made for, the majority of them will thrive anyway. Now take everything I said and apply that to sheep and specific breeds of goats and things like that, and you'll have the answer.